I know the comment section is going to be filthy after watching this video. But here it goes. So Hades 2 has just dropped out of nowhere, I might add, on early access. I can't believe it. Supergiant Games, crazy move. But I like it. I like what you did there. Like, kind of absolutely dropped guesswork, crazy. But so it came out on the 6th of May, and I have some words. I have some words that you might actually hate me for saying this. So I feel like Hades 2 could have easily just been DLC for Hades 1. Hold on a second, let's get into it. So first of all, let's just talk about the obvious stuff. So Hades 1 released on the 6th of December 2018. And Hades 2 has just dropped on the 6th of May this year, 2024. That is 6 years difference between games. And I've heard that it took 3 years of development to make Hades 2. For what? Now you're all going to hate me. You're all going to hate me. I get it. Hades is a fantastic franchise. Or I should say game. Hades is a fantastic game. For a roguelike indie developer, this was amazing. It came out in 2018. I only played it last year. I was late to the party and I loved it. I loved Hades so much. I enjoyed it. The community enjoyed it. Fantastic. Loved it. But bear with me here because we're going to go into detail of Hades 2 and why there's just not enough to make it a second game. There's not enough to justify a $45 price tag. Is it good? Yeah, but is it actually worth a second title? Could have just been DLC? Yeah. So Hades 1, what more can I say? We all loved Hades 1. When it came out in 2018, it was an absolute hit. I think it actually even won Game of the Year that year, or roguelike Game of the Year. It was fantastic. The movement was great. The gods, the boons, everything that was introduced was done so well. It was just beautiful, especially because I only played it last year. It was polished. Everything was done. All early access content was taken care of. It was all perfect from the get-go, and I enjoyed the hell of it. I especially like the roguelike aspect in regards to the combat and the boons, especially the boons and the relationships with each god. I found every single part of it fantastic. Poseidon especially, he had the best abilities in my opinion. When I was streaming and we had everyone talking about best ways to beat the game, Poseidon came up every time. His boons were OP. But that's what I mean. Hades 1, spectacular game. Loved it. Hades 2, I can comfortably say now, it's been out for 4 days. I have finished the story, and I can't believe it took 3 years to make this. So let's get into it. Let's actually get into it. So for the first thing, UI. The UI actually barely changed at all. I don't even think it did. Health, magic, everything, nothing moved. Everything is in the exact same spot, nothing changed. When we're talking about the exact same spot, we're also going to talk about boons. The boons are more or less the same. They got some new gods, some existing, Poseidon's back, Zeus, all that jazz. We have some new gods which add an individual flair that is quite nice, but at the end of the day, nothing's changed. The abilities still feel the same, the weapons still feel the same. They haven't given us anything that I feel like justifies the fact that it's a second game. I don't know how they couldn't have just expanded on the first. Is it the timeline of development that just set them back, or going on development? I'm not quite sure where that all went. I feel like a lot of it was just ripped straight out of Hades 1. Now, before I get too much further into this, understand that I did have a good time with Hades 2 because I had such a good time with Hades 1. The fact that there's so little difference between 1 and 2. The story isn't even anything different. It's the same thing. There's 3 bosses, kill all 3, fight the last boss, and you're done. That's it. That is it. There's part of me feels like that there should have been more. There should have been a fracture of difference between Hades and Hades 2. There should have been a jump up, a spectacle, if you will, of like, oh my god, this is insane. The fact that we stayed to the same formula of 3 bosses, final boss, the same as the first one. Roguelike, action's the same, combat feels the same, abilities are the same. Even the hub world is the exact same. How you level up, your perks, everything, it's the same. Now, this still makes for a good game because we all enjoyed Hades 1 so much. But does it justify a second game? Does it justify a $45 price tag when it probably could have been a $20 or $15 price tag for a DLC? I'm not quite sure where the 3 years development went. All the art styles is still fantastic, but I want to say I still prefer Hades 1 art style. The worlds flourish a lot more. Each world is spectacularly different, especially the River of Styx looks incredible. And they bring that back here as some kind of Kronos warps you out into a different zone and you get to fight there again. But the worlds that they have don't give a lot. So the second world being somewhat underwater or kind of sewer kind of area looks quite good. That's probably the one of my favorite. But the third area, where it's all open, but it's dead. There's nothing there. It's a wasteland. And that might work with the mythology, but I wish they could have given us more. Because Hades 1, all the worlds look so gorgeous. It was so pretty to look at. On top of that, we have the enemy selection. So the bosses do stand alone by themselves. The second boss being a three-way fight, that was quite impressive actually. I didn't mind that. That shook things up. That was quite good. But the mini bosses, the mini enemies, they actually have the same moveset as the first game, apart from the Screaming Women. The Screaming Women in Hades 2, oh my god, they hurt me personally. But some of the enemies, such as the big guys that do a launch attack, that was in the first Hades, they're back in the second Hades, except they're kind of big guys that just do one big reach attack. But they attack the exact same way. Some enemies from Hades 1 are actually back in Hades 2. I just feel like there was a couple of cut corners in regards to the making of Hades 2, and I feel like I think the word is spectacle. I feel like Hades 2 needed a spectacle to launch itself further than Hades 1, but at the moment it's just, you know what? No, it's like this. So Hades 1, Hades 2, it just doesn't quite reach, because Hades 1 was new, it was exciting. Hades 2 is new, but the exact same thing as the first game. If you're going to develop something for 3 years, you need to have a point of difference. You need to have something that's going to make you go, oh wow, is there going to be a third? This is amazing. But it didn't give anything like that for me personally. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the game, I enjoyed streaming it, I enjoyed the combat as I always did in the first game. But there's I will forget about this game in T-minus 2 days. 2 days I will forget about this game, and it's like it never existed. I do not think it will stand the test of time the same as Hades 1 has. And that's really unfortunate. But once again, that doesn't stop me from enjoying the game. This is simply my opinion on the fact that I don't think it reached the heights to say it's worth a sequel. I think it just could have been a DLC, and I would have looked at it completely differently. It was still enjoyable, but didn't hit that mark. I see what I did there. But of course, I want to know, what did you think about Hades 2? A lot of people are enjoying it. A lot of people are loving it. It's getting high reviews. But what do you think? What do you, the player, think about Hades 2? I would love to hear about it. Comment below, let me know, and I'll be there in the comment section to reply to every single one of you. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you so much. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And of course, stay tuned. Check out the next videos. We're jumping on X Defiant. That might be right here, or wherever I decide to play it. But X Defiant, check that one out as well. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one. See you later.